Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So in today's episode I decided to share with you another Korean side dish. So today I'm going to show you how to make Korean spinach side dish. And this time around we're going to make it non-spicy. So to start, let's see the ingredients. So since we're making spinach, of course you're going to need spinach. And this is half of a pound of just raw regular spinach. You can buy the ones in a box or a bag or the ones that come in a bunch, really doesn't matter. So half of a pound of spinach. You're also going to need about 2 to 3 cloves of garlic, depending on their size and how kind of spicy you like it based on the garlic. Also a couple green onions. And then you're going to need some sesame seeds. These are roasted sesame seeds, as well as some sesame oil, some salt and pepper, as well as some regular soy sauce. And the very last ingredient, you're just going to need a little bit of sugar. Just a tiny amount. So that's all the ingredients you need. And before we begin, I'm just gonna let you know how a bit of a process. So right now on a stove top, I have a pot of water, which we're gonna bring to a boil on maximum heat. And while that's bringing up to a boil, let's start working on some of the ingredients. So the first thing we're gonna do is you're just gonna cut your green onion. So we're just gonna slice it this way. And the next thing we're going to do, we're just going to grate this garlic, and I'm just going to use a handheld grater. You can use a garlic press if you prefer instead. You can also cut it into very little pieces if you prefer. So while that water is coming up to a boil, let's work on kind of making the sort of marinade to garnish this side dish. So just a little bowl where you're going to be making this sort of marinade. So the first thing we're going to do is you're going to take some soy sauce, and you're going to use 2 teaspoons of soy sauce. Next, add 2 teaspoons of sesame oil. And now just add about 1/4 to half of a teaspoon of sugar, depending how kind of sweet you want it to be. So I'm just going to do a little bit under half of a teaspoon. And the rest of the ingredients you're going to add right into the spinach once it's ready. So for now, just mix this together and just keep it on the side. So for now, while I'm still waiting on that water, we're just going to take a little bowl where we're going to be making this side dish. And let's place your green onion as well as your garlic into this little bowl. And let's also add some sesame seeds, about a teaspoon worth, or you can go up to 2 teaspoons. Okay, so the water is now boiling. So what we need to do is we're going to add the spinach, all of it. And we're going to make sure that it all goes under the water. And we're going to blanch it for only 30 seconds without a lid. After which we're going to take it out and drain it and then run it under cold running tap water. So we're going to basically rinse it and also make sure it stops cooking and changing color. So let's add our spinach. So just in 30 seconds, I'm going to drain it. Okay, so now it's ready. I'm just gonna drain it and run it under running tap cold water. So after blanching for just 30 seconds, I just drained it, run it under tap cold water, and now I just let all the water drain into this bottom compartment here. So you wanna remove the excess liquid, and we want as least amount of liquid as possible. So what we're gonna do next is we're gonna take all of this spinach, and you're gonna sort of form like a bowl in your hands. And you're just going to start squeezing out even more of this excess liquid. We don't need it. And don't go too harsh on it, but do squeeze it tightly in a bowl to make sure you remove all this excess water. Okay, so now you can either take a knife and just cut it basically into 4 quarters, or I'm just going to take my scissors or kitchen shears and I'm just going to cut like this. Pretty much into just 4 pieces. Okay, so now we're just gonna take that little bowl where you started preparing your ingredients and you're gonna place all of your spinach in here. And I like to take it apart with my hands just a little bit, just so it mixes in better with the rest of the ingredients. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add some black pepper to taste and some salt to taste. And now mix this marinade that we made earlier again, just with a spoon, and then just put it over it, the spinach. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna mix the spinach really well with all the ingredients. And do make sure you do mix it really well, just so your garlic spreads all around and the sesame seeds and everything else. So just do spend some time mixing this really well. And like I always say, taste it. And you can always add a little more sesame oil, a little bit more salt or soy sauce, depending on your taste preferences. So it is ready and you can enjoy it right away, or I like to let it sit around for a little bit, maybe like 30 minutes or so. I find the flavors set in really nicely. So let's see up close. So this is the Korean spinach inspired side dish. I hope you try and make it. I hope you enjoy my recipe. Thank you so much for watching like always. Don't forget to subscribe and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.